Society is crumbling, but you cannot lay down and die. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am David Waldrop. I was a nomad, now I'm a homesteader, and I'm freeing people from the matrix if possible. If they're awake and they want to join me on this journey, I want to help them get free. I'm helping myself get free. Today, let's talk about society and what you are seeing. I moved to a homestead because society appeared to be declining. And when I speak to people or question folks about their opinion, they seem to have the exact same opinion that things are sliding downhill. How quickly are things going downhill? Well, you tell me. Do you notice people tailgating you, being disrespectful, not looking at each other in the eye? Everybody's on their phones. Relationships are breaking down. You're not making enough money to live. The Waffle House waitress a couple weeks ago told me everybody on her street is working 2, maybe 3 jobs, and they still cannot make it. Housing costs are up. Food costs are up. Gas is up. Things are not looking good in America for individuals. You've been sold a dream that no longer exists. It's turning into a nightmare, and you should be upset. But I don't want you to be down. I don't want you to be depressed. I don't want you to feel defeated. So what can we do to offset the situation that we are facing and we're going to continue to face? It's not going to change or go away. They are not going to help you. In fact, nobody is coming to help you. So in this video, I'm going to talk to you about some different ways, some perspective adjustments, and some action steps that you can take to get yourself, your family, and your loved ones pointed in the right direction to be successful in the future. So let's jump right in. Why and how did we get to this point? It is my belief that after the global sickness that we all experienced, people no longer really wanted to go to work as a whole. Why? They received unemployment benefits to not do anything, while businesses received large PPP loans that didn't have to be repaid. So work ethic dropped. The family unit is breaking apart. Almost 70% of marriages, unfortunately, are ending in divorce. This is not good. A 2-parent household is a blessing. A family coming together to do things and to raise children is a blessing. That is no longer existing. Taxes are up, crime is up, and cost is up, right? You're seeing this. The cost of education is up. How are we going to thrive in this environment with all these things coming at you? Everything you've heard feels and sounds negative, and you should be upset. You should be bothered. And you might feel like you can't talk to your family, your neighbors, or your friends because they don't realize it yet, right? They have their head in the sand or they're hooked into the matrix. Well, there's a reason why they're still hooked in the matrix, but more on that later. We got to this point by being lackadaisical in our faith, in our family, and in our self-disciplines. So you, if you're watching this video at this moment, you definitely are someone who believes in self-discipline. And if not, well, you need to. You kick your self-discipline into high gear for yourself, and then you can lead a family. You can lead a company. You can become a pillar of the community. And believe me, your community, it needs you. It needs you big time to lead by example. So how are we going to make it through? Well, the one thing I've been doing is I have been moving into real assets. If you look right here, you can see a bottle of sour wood honey or a jar of sour wood honey. That came from my homestead, right? The name of my homestead is the 1984 Rebel Outpost. If you've read the book 1984, you'll understand. And Rebel Outpost is for when the big problem hits, when the big collapse comes. It's going to be a place with supplies. It's going to be a holdout. It's going to be a community cornerstone where people can gather and rebuild, because I truly believe with all the things we're facing, there's going to come a time when these strongholds, these farms, these households, these communities, these men and women leaders, these people who were prepared and who thought about these things are going to step up. They're going to have to step up and lead us into a new era. But before we get to that new era, you are going to be in the midst of dealing with pure evil. You're already seeing it. You're seeing people that hate you. They hate your way of life. They would put you in jail if they could. Quick story time. Some of you know that I have a well at my property, and that well provides water via solar. My property, my homestead is entirely off grid, which I love, but I requested power to my property. And a young, overweight girl at the front desk told me, she said, "You are not getting power unless you build a house. You have to have a concrete pad poured." I said, "I have a garden, I have a shed, I have a dog that I adopted. I'm getting chickens. I can't have water." She said, "No." So what did I do? I said, if my local government is going to be angry at me for requesting power so I can run my well, I'm going to find an alternative way to get water. It shows me that people view themselves, once they're tied into the government, it's them against you. They want you held down. They want you to follow the rules. They want you pinned down by all the rules that they are going to enforce on you. And they have zero motivation or incentive to help you. Government versus the people, not government by the people or government helping the people. So do not expect the government to come help you.
I think you all know that I've always felt the 9 most terrifying words in the English language are, "I'm from the government and I'm here to help."
Now that means we have to become more self-reliant. Hence why I started a homestead. Hence why I have bees as livestock, which is what bees are. And I harvested almost 35 pounds of honey this season alone. And I'm going to begin doubling that along with other things. We need real assets in our lives. We need food. We need water. We need a secure area. You need to be able to provide more for yourself and your family. And if you live in an apartment or you live in the suburbs and you're thinking, "Man, I'm not doing that," totally fine. But what would you do if there were major food shortages? What would you do if a digital currency was ushered in and you were told you couldn't use certain words like gun, firearm, the C word that nobody seems to be able to say? So I won't say it here because the algorithms where we can communicate suppresses you. It suppresses you once you use certain terms, right? It's deemed misinformation. In fact, some of these words might get a warning placed under this video. Are you really even free if you're living in that kind of world? I don't believe so. And I believe your freedoms are becoming less and less and less and less. Hence why my entire property is off grid. Goodbye, water department. Goodbye, power company. Goodbye to all these groups that are not very helpful. Now, let me say, a local power worker was very helpful from the power company. Indeed, did something very nice for me. So the individuals want to help you. A lot of times, the individuals with a good heart, a good soul, good family and faith and common sense, they want to help you. But government in and of itself, they are absolutely against you. So becoming more self-reliant, learning to grow food, learning to develop skills that can serve you well. Just a few days ago, I was out at the homestead. Someone was there with me. I said, "Hey, do you want to go into town and hang out and have dinner right now, or do you want to chop some wood?" And they said, "I want to chop wood." I said, "Really?" I said, "Well, we have to go harvest it." So we took the chainsaw. I showed them how to chainsaw some logs that were down, some 20-inch logs, maybe 25. We sawed through those. We hauled them down the hill to the wood chopping area. And then I showed them how to use an axe and they chopped wood. They were thrilled. They did really good. So before we went out to dinner, before we went downtown, we did something productive. They learned 2 skills: how to run a chainsaw safely and how to use an axe to split firewood and then how to stack it. So they learned 3 things. That is where we need to be investing our time, in my opinion. That's where I'm investing my time and my money, and it's going to cost money. But so many people right now are unaware of the world we're heading into, and mainly because they already made money or they came through a time that was very comfortable and they don't believe that anything's going to change. And you know what? It might not for them. If you're already comfortable and everything is set, what a better way for you to become complacent and never fight back. Never put up a stink. If you have HVAC, you're warm, you're cool, you feel good, you got plenty of food, you feel safe in your neighborhood or a gated community, you don't think anything's going to happen. But when it does, you're going to be in dire straits if you don't have food, water, protection, the things you need, medicine, healthcare. You're going to be in a bad way. So in my opinion, if all individuals are training their mind, body, and soul and developing products of different kinds, then you're strengthening your community. I am guilty of ordering so much stuff off of Amazon all the time. Order stuff off Amazon. Some things are worthwhile. You order an axe, you order some supplies that you constantly use, like paper towels or different things. But Amazon's not the answer. Amazon is not going to come to your house during difficult times. We're seeing that with Helene, the storm. Look at the massive mess over there. God bless those people. They've been through a terrible event that most of us will never experience weather-wise in our lives, or we hope we don't. But weather is going to get stronger. If the earth is warming for whatever reason, more powerful storms are coming, and a more powerful enemy is definitely coming. And most likely, in the words of Elon Musk and others, the enemy is already here. They've already illegally crossed the border, and they are here and they are waiting. So it's important to develop your body, your mind, your skills, draw closer. One of the things I'm currently doing is working on security. I'm going to make an entire video about that. But I've beefed up the number of security cameras I have. I'm installing a heavy-duty bull gate down at the end of the driveway. I'm putting up a few more warning signs. So cameras, gate, more warning signs. There are a few other things that I'm working on for security at the property. The last thing I want to deal with is theft or intruders. Now, if you have a boomstick, that is the ultimate deterrent. And I recommend you all get out there and acquire one, stack your ammo, and get prepared, because there is nobody going to come save you in the event that you're walking around by yourself in a city or out on some property and you encounter an unfriendly type person who wants to do you or your spouse or your children harm. Look, we are Americans. We are patriots. That word right there just probably suppressed the algorithm. So if you don't mind, if you like this video and you've watched this point, hit the like button. Please subscribe. But we are patriots. We have work to do. I have work to do. I have made a lot of progress. I have acquired land. I built things on that land, and I'm getting ready for what will eventually come. Somehow, some way, the world is going to change. If you feel good about things where you are, don't make a single change. But if you see what I see, if you feel how I feel, look at ways you can get out of debt. Look at ways you can move to some land or a little farther away from a city. Find a way to work remote or work in a small town and then give back to that town and teach your family these skills. Just like the person that I taught how to chop wood and run a chainsaw this weekend. Now, if they had to, they could do it. So develop those skills. And remember, you are capable. Your grandparents and your ancestors fought for you to be here. There is no reason on this earth why you can't grow into the kind of American patriot who can lead communities and your family, and at least, if nothing else, do your part as a strong participant in this experiment we call freedom. Thank you for watching this video. I love you guys. You are my friends. I'm thankful you're here. Every time you hit the like button, I am grateful. Every time you leave a comment, I read every one of them. I do my best to respond. So if you would, let me know how you feel about things. Let me know what you've done to change your life in the past few months, and let me know what you're going to do going forward. I'm very interested in that. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. I'll see you next time.